and Cameron combination, Eddie.
Yeah, it is. This is Charlie. Charlie's got every right to have a shot there because he's kicked those goals before, Jack. But a pass like that, the look inside, look inboard, seeing Oscar Allen at the top of the square to take that grab, that's just an unbelievable kick.
I don't know whether it's got every right. You have every right, Edward. But to kick it like to Oscar Allen like that, I mean, there's an element of luck in it, there's an element of what, but to understand that you have to kick it at head height, 30, 40 metres to get it there, to make sure that Windhager can't come in and put the impact, he makes that goal, Charlie Cameron. I know that Oscar Allison finishes, but that is Charlie Cameron's goal.
And Oscar Allen, his movement, I've been watching him, he's creating so much space and isolation. You can see him competing one-on-one, and that's the great synergy of the Brisbane forward line.
Yeah, it is, and, you know, he didn't start that well coming to a new club, but to get his confidence up, put him out forward, Charlie to hit that kick to him at the top of the square.
So he's had 3 marks inside 50, Ed. Only had the 4 disposals, but he straightens them up. He certainly straightens them up, and he gives Morris, and we've seen Gallup playing down back, but he gives Morris that second foil as well. So whilst he's only had the 4 disposals, when it goes through him, they look dangerous.
Don't forget about Sam Draper trying to take mark of the year twice as well. So he's certainly throwing himself at everything here at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda and Fiji Airways competition. You still have time. Scan the QR code for your chance to enter. Prizes include 2 return flights to Fiji, thanks to Virgin Australia, and accommodation luxury escapes announced after the footy. So don't miss your opportunity, Saints fan. Pick your seat.
We'll be seat 1A and 1B.
1A and 1C are gone already because Jack and I have...
Eddie's in 1E.
Eddie's in 24D.
I'm flying a plane.
But your chance to enter. It's a fabulous competition. But here at Marvel Stadium, it's the first of a double header. The Saints at the main change lead it by 8 points.
All right, folks, welcome in. We have Saturday football, St Kilda versus the Brisbane Lions, and it's the Saints here at Marvel Stadium, 5-9-39, leading the Brisbane Lions, 4-7-31. It's 8 points the margin. Of course, it was 8 points the margin at quarter time, and it continues that way at half time. The Lions putting on 4 goals, 2 in that second term, a good effort, and of course, 4 goals to St Kilda. Fantastic game here at Marvel Stadium. It's a fiery match. Both teams a little bit niggly with each other. But I tell you what, we are in for a ring-a-ding-ding a second half here. Coming up in around 9 minutes' time. Let's just duck over there and have a look at the goal scorers in the game so far, folks. Of course, Liam Ryan, the little whiz for St Kilda, he's kicked 3 straight goals for the Saints. Cooper Sharman's got 2. And that is the goal scorers. Only 2 goal scorers there for St Kilda, both with multiples. And, of course, for the Brisbane Lions, Oscar Allen doing a good job down there. For the Brisbane Lions, he's kicked 2 goals, 1. Logan Morris bobs up with 1. Also, Levi Ashcroft. There are your goal scorers up until half-time. Not many, only a handful of goal scorers out there on the ground. But players getting the job done for their team. Just looking at the disposal getters out on the ground, leading the way. It's the $1 million man. There we go. Hanash Wangareen Miller for St Kilda tops the table with 17 touches. He's had 13 kicks, 6 handballs, 1 mark, 2 tackles, 3 clearances, 2 behinds. He just needs to kick a little bit straighter. Kick that sausage roll for the Saints, and he'll be having a fantastic game. 17 touches, though. Pretty good effort in the opening half here at Marvel Stadium. Of course, leading the way for the Brisbane Lions, we've got Dane Zorko and Levi Ashcroft, both on 15 disposals up until half-time. Zorko, 15. He's had 12 kicks, 3 handballs, 2 marks. He's had a tackle and a couple of clearances. Always a workmanlike performance does Dane Zorko put in. Callum Wilkie next best for the Saints, and Jack Sinclair, both with 14. Of course, Jared Berry on 14. Copped a little bit of a whack there, but seems okay there. He's had a couple of clearances, has Jared Berry. And as we keep rolling down, Jasper Fletcher, Will Ashcroft, both on 13 there for the Lions. Of course, Will Ashcroft doing a good job there. 8 kicks, 5 handballs. He's had 5 clearances also. Mason Wood with 12 there for the Saints. Sam Flanders on 11. Darcy Wilson on 8. Cam Rayner there for the Brisbane Lions. He's had 8 touches. Still looks like a bull. He's had 8 touches, 6 kicks, 2 handballs, 2 marks, 2 tackles, 2 clearances. and one behind Josh Dunkley on 9 there. Let's roll on down. Bradley Hill there for the Saints. He's just had the 8 touches up until half time. Let's roll on down. Jack Silvani, an interesting player, of course, come over from Carlton to join the Saints. He's had 7 touches, 6 kicks, 1 handball. Of course, he's getting most of his kicks coming off the back line there. 3 marks, 4 tackles, so doing reasonably well. TDK there, Tom DeConing. Well, the other, probably one of those highest paid players in the competition, the 7 touches, 2 kicks, 5 handball, 14 hit-outs he's had there, and just the 1 clearance for him. Lockie Neal, a little bit quiet today, and well held, 5 touches, 3 kicks, 2 handballs, 2 clearances, so holding him well. Oscar Allen, as I said, 2 goals, 1 from his 4 kicks, just the 4 disposals, so doing reasonably well. Ty Gallup, we expect him to come into the game for the Brizzy Lions. He's just had the 3 disposals, 2 kicks and a handball, as with Sam Draper, just the 3 disposals, 5 hit-outs for him. Just looking at some of the team stats there, in the disposal count up until half-time, it's the Brisbane Lions plus 22. 20 more kicks, just the 2 more handballs. Inside 50s, both teams going the same. 25 inside 50s for both teams here up until half-time. 14 scoring shots for St Kilda's 25 inside 50s. Brisbane Lions had 11 scoring shots for their 25 inside 50s. The disposal efficiency, both going at 72%, both pretty even there, and 56% going inside efficiency inside forward 50. 15 kicks to 11. There's a few given. It's a little bit of a volatile game. As I said, players a little bit niggly with each other. The hit-outs, St Kilda on top at halftime, 21-9. They're plus 12 in the hit-outs. But the Lions winning the clearances, 20-11. They're plus 9 there. But that comes from stoppage clearances around the ground. They're plus 11 there, 17-6. But it's St Kilda doing the work out of the centre clearance, 5-3 there, plus 2, so really good. Contested possessions, all pretty well tied up. 60-61, uncontested. Really good St Kilda not allowing Brisbane to do that chip all the way. They're just plus 16. And of course, St Kilda doing another good job there, not turning the ball over as much. 32-39, Brisbane turning the ball over just a few more times. Of course, we have a look at the marking situation. And, of course, Brisbane 9 more up on the marks. But the marks inside 50, both at 6 apiece for each team. So that's good. Both teams vying for the ball in the air, and the contested marks pretty similar there, 5-4. Looking at the defensive work, both teams, and, of course, really like the way St Kilda are going about their pressure, their tackle work. 37 up until halftime. 45 is their season average. They're already up to 37. That's what you've got to do against a team like Brisbane. You got to put that the defensive work in, the tackle count, put the pressure on. 37-19, they're plus 18. I'm pretty sure Ross Lyon, the coach of St Kilda, will be very, very happy with those numbers. 9-6 for the tackles inside 50. So really, really good work. I just want to have a look at I'll bring that up in just a moment, folks. I just want to bring the live ladder across. Let me just bring the live ladder across, slot that in. Let's see where these teams are sitting. As it stands at the moment, with the game where St Kilda are leading, due to the live ladder, this will put St Kilda up into the 6th spot if they win this game today. So they'll be sitting in 6th spot at the moment, but have played an extra game. So that's good news for St Kilda. They need to win this. And if we have a look down in the 16th position, if Brisbane Lions happen to lose this game, this is live ladder. So this is where they're standing as it stands at the moment. They'll be down there in 16th spot, played 1-3 if they don't happen to win this game today. All right, there we go, folks. Hey, we are only 2 minutes out from the bounce of the ball for the second half. It should be an interesting, fascinating game, as I said. Plenty of niggle about in this game so far by both teams. And I'm sure it's going to continue to be fiery as we head into the second half. Hey, we're looking forward to this the rest of this game here. As I said, it's been pretty even. If you have a look at the worm here, it's been pretty even. Of course, there was only the one goal kicked in the opening term. As I said, it's a bit of an arm wrestle, and then we had lead change after lead change. We got Brisbane back in front, then the Saints got back in front. It's going goal for goal for goal. And of course, St Kilda did a good job kicking the final 2 goals of that second quarter, which gave them the 8-point lead here up until half time. So we're in for a fantastic second half, folks. So stick around, and the commentators will be back in just a moment, and they'll certainly take us down to the ground. They'll take us back into the action. We'll have the call, and it should be great, without doubt. Of course, we might have the second half of the next game coming up, Fremantle versus Richmond over there at Optus Stadium in Perth. I won't be able to do the full game. I think I'll be able to get the second half of that game in. So that'll be the next game coming up, folks. All right, we're going to head back down to the ground where all the action is, and they'll run us into the bounce of the ball for the second half, where it's the Saints by 8 points.
Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, but the good news is for Saints fans, they play their last 10 games of the season in Victoria, so a nice run home. And it's all about the second half right now. 8 points to margin with a half to play. What do you think's going to unfold?
Oh, I think St Kilda would have been really pleased with their pressure around the ball, their ability to create front half turnovers. Now, they didn't get bang for buck on the scoreboard. I'm looking at a group of players from Brisbane. They're small half forwards in Rayner, Bailey, Cameron, McCarthy, Lohman. 0 goals, but the thing that I think disappoints me is the 0 tackles, the pressure that they haven't been able to perform in their front half. So that's a real look for me in this second half.
Josh Dunkley now standing alongside Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller for this centre bounce to start the third quarter. St Kilda by 8 points, a big second half to come. Big tap is won by DeConing only as far as Ashcroft for Brisbane. Back to Dunkley, a hurry kick around the corner towards half forward. Coleman out to meet it, couldn't hang on to the grab. Saints have the numbers. Hill taps it backwards. Sinclair, Flanders has given it straight back to Coleman. Lowers the eyes beautifully and hits Charlie Cameron.
It's a great kick. He probably could have had a shot, Kitty, but he just saw Cameron out of the corner of his eye. He pushed forward. He read that the Brisbane Lions had won the ball. A skill error from St Kilda just brought them back into the game. See there, Flanders. He's an amazing kick.
Behind me, guys. Behind me. Ashcroft.
Haven't seen much of Charlie up forward for Brisbane so far this afternoon, but he doesn't need many moments. And he makes it count on the scoreboard.
Good finish there from Charlie Cameron. It's 4 goals, 7 in that first half. The Lions are the worst team at set shots in the competition and have been for a while. But, I mean, we've been watching closely the battle between Berry and Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller. And at that centre bounce where that ball came from, it was actually Dunkley that went to Wanganeen-Miller as well. So you can see Cameron sitting off here, centre forward, and just got forward at the perfect time there. So,
it's an extraordinary kick.
We look at Berry now on the wing. He's on Mason Wood. So now lined up against Naz in the centre bounce is Will Ashcroft.
If it's still Berry, I think he comes from the wing rather than being inside mid.
Saints kicked the last 2 goals of the first half. Lions the first of the second half. Good trap. The turn from Wilson Justice, good in the pass. Did it work? Did it catch grass? Higgins sold it. I'm buying it. He marked it.
Well, the mark was just as good because it was a floater.
Genuine floater.
It was basically diving towards his toes.
Had a sighter from this pocket as well.
Just around that spot, Dwayne, where you got to know, can you get around and get the distance with a snap? We've seen one already fall short today, and it looks like he's going to do it. Takes a really big effort to get it up here.
So he opens up the angle and bends it, and Snappy Jack gets it home and salutes the crowd.
Such a good finish. From 40 to 45 metres out, to be able to get the height there and then the distance, but also to make something out of what could potentially have been another turnover. Darcy Wilson kicking the ball inside 50. He's got great craft. Centre bounce importance as well. Naz involved there. This kick here from Darcy Wilson I mean, it's not one to write home about, but it actually did what it needed to do, come off the instep, and the crafty forward marked it.
Just shows how important that kick inside 50 is on the last 2 occasions to take some heat out of the game, give the player who's marked the ball time and composure.
Important response for the Saints as well after the Lions got the first one through Cameron.
Just speaking to a Brisbane official after half-time, the players were a little confused at times with the jumper clash, especially with the back of the Saints. So turning up, just having to second-guess a couple of times.
Reveal spears it inside the arc, looking for Rayner, and he's got it.
I agree, Dico. It's been a little bit confusing up here in the coach's box. But once again, I mean, Reveal is known for his skills by foot. There's no room for error on that inside 50 kick to Rayner.
Within 2 metres of him, Jared, just keep taking him out, please.
Career high 36 goals for Cam Rayner last year.
Jack, you've got to be within 2 metres of him.
Had a bit of a goal fest to start this third quarter. This has certainly improved since the opening half. Let's see what Cam Rayner can do on the angle. He sends it straight through the middle. Let's check it all out in the Harvey Norman replay.
Well, Jack, I think the coaches were sick of it. They said, open the game up. Don't shut it down. Let's open it up.
See that on the Harvey Norman replay. Another goal from centre bounce here, so that's starting to become a critically important part of the game. And Reveal's got a really penetrating kick, can kick it a long way and can kick it flat too. And it was a great thing. I'd love to see Mason Wood maybe just go a little bit harder there. It's an important role on the wing. You got to get back and get in those lead lanes, and I just think he probably could have gone just a little bit more there. But good finish there from Rayner. And the collar.
Yes, he's saluting the Fitzroy fans that have come out. The old FFC jumper. Celebrate 30 years since the merger.
Just needed the lace up at the front for the old jersey.
Not allowed anymore because a few fingers used to get trapped. Ali DeBerry to Neil. We tried to milk a 50, didn't get the umpire to bite and didn't get Sinclair to bite. Bailey, well, he could go for home here. He waltzes and he chips instead. Crunch. Berry caught to the ear. Is he okay?
Going to take him 50, I think.
Was it an attempt for the ball or not a legitimate attempt for the ball? That's one of the things when you're spoiling these days. You have to legitimately be having a crack at the ball and not a late crack at it.
Well, as Jack said, he came from the wing. Berry had a couple of really important possessions from a mid. So the St Kilda mids rushed back to try and block up the leading spaces. And Bailey remained dangerous.
So from the goal line, the Lions back in front.
So a little bit more composure going inside forward 50 for Brisbane. And I think, Jack, you mentioned it, they are risky kicks because they're shallow kicks, but they're backing themselves with their foot skills at the moment. So you see there, Berry on the wing, Bailey in the middle. That's his first possession. You can see here the midfielders from St Kilda really rushing back to try and block up the leading lanes for the forwards. Bailey stays out, Mason Wood drops back to become a little bit of insurance, and then this is a kick that's important.
Just wonder whether Tom DeConing could have gone and tackled there. Like, it's just, you'd like to think there's a follow-up play. He could have put a bit of pressure on him, a little bit of pressure on those kicks inside forward 50. They make a huge difference. I think Chris Fagan here at halftime has released the shackles for Brisbane. He had the tag, he's let it go, and now it's play our way.
From the middle, DeConing down to Phillippo, caught by Ashcroft. Who'll do it all again. Jarrad Berry, the leading disposal winner on the ground for Brisbane with 16, now a goal to his name. Phillippo from the middle, Zorko back the other way. Sends it to half forward, out to meet at Sinclair.
See how St Kilda want to play it now then to Wilkie.
Yeah, well, it's also on the side now taking advantage. He hasn't got to run with, so can he really make them pay?
Mason Wood's out wide, Carroll's out wide, he goes to Carroll. Game 28 for him. Sharman. Taken down late. Saints fans thought he deserved 50, but Gardner cut some slack. Sharman goes long. Owens from behind, had to go the fist. Lester, great crumb. Barrels it out of there. Wilkie goes hard. Coleman went just as hard. Wilkie crumbed it. Windhager cut down from behind. Floater inside 50 and Reville read it. beautifully to the Bruce. Chance from the Lions/Fitzroy fans.
Calls for a bit of calm as well as he kicks across the face of goal to Gardner. A luxury for Brisbane to bring back in 3 premiership players to the lineup this week, Gardner, Morris and Bailey.
There's plenty of them up there, Jess.
It's the place to be at the moment. The noses in front here in this third quarter. Ashcroft down the line. Loman will fly from the side. Good time the run. Wilkie at ground level for the Saints. Spits out. Stays alive for Brisbane. Coleman gets out of trouble on the left. Beautiful kick to reveal.
He's got the distance easy here, Bruce.
He just wandered down the middle of the ground, and because the ball was over on the close side, just too many St Kilda players watching the ball watching, getting drawn in. He just holds his width. Just the ability for players to turn inboard and see the spares.
One of the great stories at the Brisbane Lions. A former rookie premiership player last year. It's going to kick this from outside 50 and give it everything he's got, but it's going to miss.
Shows you the value in Kitty Coleman as well, coming back into this team. Obviously missed the last 2 premierships, just that deadly left foot. And having a left footer in what is a predominantly right-footed backline with Wilmot and Zorko just gives them a different avenue to use the ball around the ground.
Long launch out wide. Attack from Owens. Reveal crumbs it magnificently. Wobbles one in the Loman direction. Couldn't take it. McCarthy with the flick. And Loman caught. Speaking of experienced guys in this Lions team that haven't got a premiership, that's another one of them there, Lincoln McCarthy. Ross Lyon trying to work out what he's going to have to do to counter this. Good fly in the ruck contest from Allen. Interestingly enough, Ross Lyon is coasting more grand finals than Chris Fagan. He's coasting 4, hasn't won any. Chris Fagan's coasting 3 and won 2.
Howard around the corner to find a mark. Fletcher to Neal. Steps around Hall, gives it to Fort. Going backwards, the Lions. Gallup winds up, sends it to a pack inside 50. Allen in the middle of 3 Saints. It's brought to ground. Butler, Cameron's lurking. McCarthy fires out a hand pass. Rayner comes charging through. Couldn't take the footy with him. Chance for Ashcroft. Tackled. Gets the handball out to Hill. Now backwards to Howard to the safety of Sinclair. Although, look out, Bailey's got him. He's dropped it cold.
It was outstanding closing speed by Zach Bailey. How good was that?
That was unbelievable.
Zach Bailey is always lurking. He's always dangerous. And this to extend their lead to a game-high margin. Brisbane by 11.
Well, you asked for something from these type of players, Jordan, at half-time. That had 0 tackles and 0 goals. But I think it's important that this is the system of the Brisbane Lions. A lot of fumbles here, a lot of ground balls. It stays alive. Referred pressure, and this is opportunity. But have a look. They are ready on defence on that fat side of the ground, and that is why Sinclair hesitates and Zach Bailey can get in and take that tackle.
He just didn't see Sharman, did he? The hesitation, but you're right. The small half forwards, Rayner, Cameron, Bailey, goalless in the first half. 1 each they scored, and then the pressure. So coupled that with the pressure.
First time today that either team have kicked 3 goals in a row. First time that the Lions have led by double figures. Long, they need Owens to get up there and take a few of those.
That is a very, very good mark. Playing against an undersized defender, but a defender that knows how to play above his height, and Ryan Lester catching it at the absolute top point there, Mitch Owens.
There's a lot of talk about academies between these two clubs. Mitch Owens, the St Kilda Next Gen Academy product. Pick 33 he was. The Saints matched the Swans offer, who tried to steal him. And that's just the reply the Saints fans were after from Mitch Owens.
And that's what the centre bounce affords you, the chance to separate in the forward 50. I think you questioned someone before their ability to go back and help out in the air. I think Wilmot in this position right now, you've just got to fly over and help. Lester's trying to hold his man down. Wilmot decides to go to the back and doesn't impact in the air. Philippou kicks it. He kicks it deep, allows him to run and jump at it.
Spoke about it in the first half, Alex. Turo hadn't touched the ball, and he still hasn't touched the ball, so St Kilda need to put him in a better position. He's deep forward, so he needs to get into the game.
Thanks, Ed. Back in the middle we go. Game unfolding here under the roof. Windhager. He was deflected by Revilla. Received from Dunkley, and then he's tackled by Philippou, holding the ball. Saints by 8 at quarter time, 8 at half time, margin sitting at 5. Philippou directs his kick to half forward once, twice, marking up page to Wood, dive on top of him, and we get a ball up.
Yeah. Have to have a close look at that one. Maybe just touched the ground.
Well, Mason Wood probably not arguing the point enough. Kicked out of the air by Garcia. And the bounce doesn't favour either Higgins or his teammate, so Answorth content to see it out. Agency stuff as the crowd hoping the Saints can get back-to-back wins, and the Lions portion of the crowd hoping they can get their first win of the season, the back-to-back premiers. Windhager out of nowhere. Gardner's going to be the flyer. Taru got there late, and Gardner goes safety first and kills it to the boundary.
Yeah, so Fort goes into the ruck, Marshall goes behind the ball and releases Gardner as the spare defender. No St Kilda ruck. Army Jones comes in late.
Up against Fort. He's doing well, pushed him out of the way. Neil. Reville. Hurried kick was touched off the boot. Levi Ashcroft has to get rid of it. Does so to Fletcher. Jams it on the boot around the corner. Morris with a big fly. A good piece of it. Could have come down with a mark. Comes up the Saints' way. Hill. Look out. Garcia's caught. And they get rid of it. Umpire calls play on. Flanders to Hill. Marshall. Sinclair. Over the top to Wilson. Now the pressure arrives. Has to get around Fletcher. Back to Hill. Up against the boundary line. Centers the kick. Who's there? Owens turns spoiler. Sends it towards the boundary line. Is it going to roll over or stay in? Hill couldn't trap it. Dunkley had over the footy. Gets out to Fletcher. Outside of the boot. Keeps it alive. There's a whistle on play and all of that. And it's going to be a free kick.
Against Rayner.
We don't play on here, Logan Morris.
Yeah, to Sinclair, unrealistic attempts, which is fair enough.
It's completely unrealistic from Cam Rayner.
In a bizarre couple of minutes, Sinclair sits it up for the Leapers. Taru got up there, ball to the back. Sharman kick smothered. The flying Viking back to the Sharman. The Magic Man. Sharman kicks the goal they desperately needed, and the Saints are back big time.
We need to have another look at this play.
Well, I think there's a lot to unpick here, Jordan. Cam Rayner had the worst attempt at a hang. Have a look at Alex Taru here. That was a hang, and this is a throw every day of the week, Jordan.
If it wasn't out of bounds already.
He's got a habit of getting away from these close to the goal on Jack Higgins. When he wore the Richmond colours, he did it against Collingwood. But that is a flat-out throw, and the Saints have got another one.
We see that from here, and then the umpires who's there can't see it.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, that and the holding the ball a minute earlier.
Oh, two missed decisions there, one each way. Two to the Lions, unfortunately.
Well, another twist in the tail here at Marvel from the restart. Bailey sends it forward for Brisbane. Inside the arc they go, off hands. Coleman, Lowman, a little fumble. Nice to dance around Flanders. Onto the right, sends it to full forward. Morris the target, couldn't come down with the mark. Sinclair under pressure. The Saints can exit defence, maybe only momentarily. Bailey takes the intercept grab, immediately looks inboard. To like what he saw. Now he's going to get a free kick in the goal square.
Be careful not to overturn it.
Stocker on Morris.
Going at Stocker. So he'll kick the back. It seemed like he threw him to ground.
So we'll get another look at this. Free kick is going to Logan Morris. Kicked a goal in the second quarter. This to return the lead back to Brisbane. Takes his full time, Logan Morris. Wants to make it count. In he comes. And he just sneaks it home. Brisbane back in front.
Second goal for Logan Morris. Have a look at behind the goals and see what has happened here with a free kick. It's Wilkie or Morris there. Oh, dearie me. I don't know whether that is a free kick there.
Don't know whether it is. For the one at the other end of the ground.
Definitely not a free kick there. Oh, and a big moment too. Ross filthy about that. Begs the question, how can you have a free kick like that and then only moments before you see a blatant throw?
Yeah, that was a phone breaker for Ross Lyon and a TV breaker maybe at home for a few Saints fans. Hard to believe they get paid. The luck of the draw sometimes. Brisbane free. They're getting the luck of the draw, the rub of the green. A mongrel from Draper.
That's been generous.
The tap down's good to Berry. A little bit of organised chaos from the Lions. Oscar couldn't quite complete the deal though. And now Butler looks around to see what's on offer. Blasts it down the line. He's got Ryan edged out, trying to make amends for his blemish.
He did a good job, Fletcher.
Drop punt, please. Drop punt.
See what Big Sammy does. Traditional drop punt. Morris charges at it. Loman from behind. Morris at ground level. And pass missed the target. Saints can clean it up. Garcia.
Got the numbers here, Dave,
Miller
use it.
uses the corridor. And this opens things up here for the Saints. Hall with some room to move. It's wobbly off the boot. It's going to bounce inside 50 in front of Wood, who has Wilmot to contend with. Slaps it forward. Leicester will come at this for the Lions. Wins the footy, hands it off to Zorko. And now the Lions off halfback.
Zorko runs and spears to Oscar Allen. Good movement. Turns and goes. Options in the middle. That's not the option he wanted though. Flanders. And now they've got Spearman on the rebound. The Saints. They need to make something out of this. They've got the extra and it's down the spine. Hall had Philippo on the run by. Ignored it. His spear pass long to Owens. Lace out with a ribbon on it. Magnificent lead. Equally good pass.
Well, both sides had the opportunity to kick it into an advantage in their own forward 50. I don't know what happened at the other end for Oscar Allen. It was 1v4 Brisbane's way and he kicked it straight to Flanders. They just had to think their way through. That was an excellent kick by Max Hall.
Yeah, with Draper's kick and Allen's kick, a man's got to know his limitations every now and then. This is within Mitch Owen's repertoire. He has a kick that ain't going to pay the bills.
I mean, all these mistakes will matter. We assume that this game will be close towards the end. So every opportunity, I know there's 7 minutes to go in the third term, but those plays matter.
Injury concern. Oh, he's lost his feet. He's in trouble. Now to Ashcroft. Not the required distance to Fletcher. Then with some calm back to Wilmot and we can do it again. His exit kick is looking better to Gallop. Oh, it wasn't paid the mark. Had a fair chunk of it. Spills away of Sinclair. Pops it inside forward 50. Higgins on the lead.
He's winded himself as well, Gallop.
Gee, he had a fair piece of it.
Yeah, he mucked up the mark and mucked up his landing. But this is where you need to pay. They've applied really good forward pressure. Got opportunities on the back of that. They had a couple of opportunities there, Brisbane to exit.
I'll pay that. But interesting to see Higgins going with the drop punt here. Snapped the one previously. It was only a couple of metres to the left here.
Right behind the kick. He sends it on its way and it's fading late. Oh, the fly in the goal square, not quite. Zorko under pressure to Berry, last line of defence. Rayner's the target. Across comes Loman. Brings it to ground. Butler, Sinclair, Wanganeen, Miller, and now Windhager. Hurry kick off the boot. It's wobbly. Not going to get a mark out of it, and the Lions can try and get out of the danger zone. Wilmot, that's off the side of the boot and touched before it went over the line.
They're just panicking at the moment. Brisbane in their defensive 50. And I think it's been on the back of what St Kilda have been able to do with their pressure.
We got to check that, Sharon.
Oh, seriously.
Dicko, one job at three-quarter time. Get out and have a kick.
Well, I won't need any nudging for that, you know that.
Back into play. Draper to Koning, the two new recruits to Koning, paying his way at the moment. To Ryan, to Hill, to half forward. Garcia couldn't mark it. Windhager, big crumb. He made it his own, gave it to Ryan, rolls it to Hall, who accidentally says it roll off his boot and out for a ball in.
I think the other thing is when you're facing towards goal, quite often you get a spare away from goal. So if you turn your body away, you can get a composed possession, hopefully a mark, and then make better decisions going inside forward 50. This has lived in their half for the last 5 minutes. Need to capitalise.
Saints pushing for the lead back to Koning, Draper. Both got a little piece of it. Knocked down. Dunkley had a chance. Nasai Wangani Malira, they're burying him every time they get a chance. Windhager outside of the boot. The Viking! The Flying Viking took the elevator.
Oh, no.
Over the top.
Oh, he's cold.
Is he allowed? It is. Mason Wood gives the Saints back the lead.
They're bringing it back, Dwayne.
Bringing it back.
Still hasn't had a position.
Yeah. You see there, Ainsworth.
Got a feeling this might be from the knee from Taru. He's hurting there, Noah Ainsworth. Oh!
Not quite Moorcroft, but it was nice to see him get up at that end of Marvel. Kicked 2-1 last week against the Giants. Did Alex Taru, and he's going to have a little wait here as Ainsworth has a chat to the trainers, and that does not look good for his afternoon.
You'd like to see the stretcher come out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know whether picking him up's the right way to go.
Yeah.
You got the stretcher there.
We got as much time as they need.
Well, that's certainly an injury concern for Brisbane and the Saints also. Cooper Sharman's been on the interchange for the last 6 minutes with a shoulder injury, a right shoulder injury. So one for either team.
He's not in a good way here.
No.
This is not a great look for the game. You got the stretcher there. Have to use it.
Louis?
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I don't think it's a great look having to watch someone walk off in that type of shape. You can take all the time in the world. You really have to sort of look away.
He was still off the field, and yet Alex Taru is going to have this shot, so you're not even waiting until he gets off. Skims the post on the way through, or has it? He's got it! By a coat of paint!
No. That will be called back. How the umpire missed that.
That changed at right angles. How did he miss that?
Yeah.
So it looked from here as if he skinned the post.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to go
It didn't
back
look
to the
like
middle.
from there that it skinned the post, obviously, but they're going to check this on the way back to the middle. It looked like it deviated.
Yeah, just
Oh,
waiting.
deviated.
It nearly bounced back into play, Dicker.
Extra steps for the umpires as well. They have to go through their full routine.
Well, they'll ask the players to reset here, the umpires, but every single person other than the goal umpire knows. Oh, yeah, already the goal umpire's put his flags up to suggest that it
Just make sure it doesn't grab the ball, Ben.
isn't the right decision.
He's right underneath it.
Ready now?
And we've seen some bizarre decisions in this third quarter from field umpires and goal umpires. That has moved an absolute mile.
I can't believe that.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball deviates after making contact with the goalpost.
He's still
Decision on the
standing.
scoreboard.
Could not be in a better spot.
There's no cricketer that wouldn't walk from that one.
That'd blow Snicko up.
You see why Taru wanted to get rid of it. It's once again a big moment in a close game.
It was a mark that certainly deserved a goal, but it wasn't to be. Zorko from the kick-in sees Allen in space. Takes the grab at half-back.
Good protection from Darcy Gardner there. There's a set play.
Short to Berry.
It's been the way that they've moved the ball for the majority of the day.
Play on.
Slow and wide, switch the ball to see if you can find some gaps in the middle. St Kilda have held up really well, saturated the corridor, forced them long.
Gardner back to Berry. This time he's just forward of halfway and wants to move it quickly. Oh, Fort couldn't complete the grab. Back to Berry. Now it's a hurry kick inside forward 50. Gets out the back. Who's lurking? McCarthy has had a couple of shots today. What will he do here from the pocket? Goes across the face, and it's going to be out of bounds on the full. I think it is, yes. Free kick to the Saints.
He did the right thing, though. He tried to look for Levi.
Back to the line.
He's getting called back. Tried to look for Levi. The unselfish thing.
Come back around, Darcy.
Once again, the Fort drop mark just creates pressure in the forward half that you don't need.
If you joined us late, the Saints led at quarter time. They led at half time. Under it is Fort. Can't mark it. Taru getting a couple of touches now.
Well, at least we've had some scoring in this quarter. 3 goals 2 to 5 goals 1. And the skill set we've seen has been disappointing, but some goals.
Neil to Coleman. Good little hesitation step. Got through the traffic nicely. To Levi Ashcroft, who walks backward and now fires to McCarthy. And he got the up chop or the high. Take your pick. McCarthy will take the shot from the pocket.
Well, there I say it. The umpire was in a good position. Silvani on McCarthy. He's looked better after half-time. He's looked more lively. Their small forwards have looked more lively.
Injury interrupted career, which began for Lincoln McCarthy at the Cats, 29 games in 7 seasons at Geelong. Had a good career up north, other than the fact that he hasn't been able to play in either of the 2 premierships. This will extend the margin to 9 points after the Saints had a chance to take the lead. And he splits the middle.
Well, for a side that's 14th in the competition for set shot accuracy at the moment, they're important coming into the 4th quarter. As you said before, Jack, this quarter has been 6 goals 1 from 11 inside 50s for Brisbane. That's a free kick that was paid. You see there, great forward Kraft working his direct opponent back in Flanders. And Silvani had to leave Lyman to come and impact.
Also highlights the miss from Taru as well.
Absolutely. 2
Compounds that.
DeConey with the tap down to Filippo, off to Windhager. Saints win the clearance from the middle. A high ball to half forward. Ball underneath it. Great mark. Back with the flight with Zorko applying the pressure.
Josh Dunkley this quarter's kept Nazai to 4 touches, so he's done a great job.
He's screaming for it. For the moment. Drives it to full forward. Gets all the way out the back, but it misses.
Even that entry
score
from Max Hall, takes the mark, is slow to get off the ground, doesn't look when he's walking back with the ball. His options are plenty. Isaiah goes past him, doesn't give it to him. They just look a bit slow at the moment here, Saints.
Coleman's used his full 16 from the run in. Rolls to the back. Ryan flying towards it. Gather. Time to assess. He goes to Hall in the pocket.
Brisbane's got spares, so I think that's where the hesitation comes from. Kitty Coleman, Wilmot out in front of their direct opponents.
He sets it up for the Flyers again. Sharman might be the man. Taru's up there. Solid arms of Gardner. Just stood his ground, muscled them all out and took it.
Just shows how important those key defenders are back in the side.
This back line, of course, still without Harris Andrews. Coleman. Morris the target against Wilkie. Out the back, Loman harassing Sinclair. Over the top to Wanganeen Miller. He's met by Reveal. The boundary line beats everyone.
I think the impressive thing with Nasiah, they dropped the hard tag. Now it was more of a team tag, so the responsibility falls on the midfield group. It's been Dunkley on a lot of those occasions, which Dicko has mentioned before. There's also been occasions where he's got off and the Brisbane Lions midfield have covered for Josh Dunkley.
22 disposals and 2 behinds for Nasiah today. You feel like something is building though. From the ball in, the kick from Coleman was touched off the boot, bounces towards the wing. Some nice footwork from Carroll. Sends it back inside forward 50. Wanganeen Miller with a bit of a fly. Wood, it stays alive for the Saints. He comes Orko. Is it caught high? Umpire says no. Play on's the call. Allen in defence for Brisbane. Towards the boundary line. Hall keeps it alive. Hill to a dangerous position at the teeth of goal. Wilmot.
That is huge, Mark. Just calms everything down.
Cooper Sharman, just heard in that contest, did come back on, so it was a right shoulder complaint.
So he looks like he's going to need this to be delayed here for a second, surely, if it's a head injury. And that looks like it's a head injury.
I like that by the umpire. Take the ball off the Brisbane player.
That is out by so far.
Wow.
The boundary umpire was standing 1 metre away as well.
We might have to move this game to the Comedy Channel.
You can be that, Dicko.
It's been bizarre at times, and we are told that the Arc can always check some things inside attacking 50, but more when there's a stop of play. And they can put seconds back on the clock these days. If play continues, but they bring it back. Ross Lyon barking the instructions. He knows how important this is. He's been talking the talk to defend his team. His press conferences are more like philosophy lessons, but they're a lot of fun. To the wing. De Koning attacks it, but puts it to grass. Dunkley attacked it, left it behind. Silvani. That's a free kick. It's off the foot of Logan Morris on the new last disposal out of bounds rule. So time enough for the Saints to score here. Silvani sets it up. High and early lead. Holding free to StKilda. Holding free to StKilda, and they will have the last shot of the quarter.
He's going to pick who it was. I think the eyes were drawn to Liam Ryan.
Alex, got free kick.
Yeah, Alex Tarou free.
Alex, thank you. Time back on.
I didn't think it was Ryan. He jumped too early and went under the ball.
Liam Ryan.
He does have time here as the seconds tick down to hand off if he wants to. There's someone on the flyby. He's concentrating as if he's taking the responsibility.
Great call by the umpire. Grab the right arm there, Darcy Gardner. This is a huge kick leading into three-quarter time.
He's missed one that would have given them the lead. That is a spear. Alex Tarou. The kid is good. The man for the moment. And it's a one-kick game with seconds to three-quarter time.
What a moment for the young man.
It shows great resolve, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Eddie had spoken about him throughout the game, that he hasn't had much impact in how the game is being played, but he's been able to run and jump at the ball, not on that occasion, but there's been times when the ball's been inside the forward 50 and he's been active, which has caused Darcy Gardner to give away a free kick on this instance. It was a great set shot.
I think it also, in a young key forward, you don't want to get caught wrestling against the big, stronger defenders. Jumping at the ball is this man's strength. We've already seen him nearly take Mark of the Year. He's taken a couple of hangers as well. Is that he's got this aerial ability. Don't lose this as you evolve.
Time enough, if good enough, from this centre bounce. Centre ball up, I should say. Seconds ticking down here at Marvel Stadium. We've got a stalemate.
It's hard to get used to the bounce not being here.
It'll take a few rounds.
High contact. StKilda.
So three-quarter time.
You're on the mark.
I think they blew time on.
They have to set it up.
Put this on the Comedy Channel too, Dicko. Oh, it is a roast.
It's a nice piece of it. And that'll do us as we turn for home. We've got a thriller under the roof at Marvel Stadium. It is Brisbane by 2 points at three-quarter time. 10-8-68 leading StKilda. 9-12-66. Don't go anywhere. We've got a huge final quarter to come after the break.
What if we offer customers premium vehicles like this one? That is too small. No, we'll have actual size premium vehicles like Mercedes, BMWs. Das ist gut. Upgrade to an actual sized premium vehicle. Das ist gut.
Tough isn't something you just claim. It's something you prove. It's about handling the hard, repetitive stuff without giving up. Ozito brushless power tools. Do you?
Moving house is easy with the right help. Make the switch to Red Energy on your next move and have a dedicated local moving team that can assist with free next business day electricity connections throughout Victoria when you call before 12 p.m.
Want to get a step ahead of the competition? Trust the Brandt Advantage. As your exclusive John Deere construction and forestry dealer for SA, Tassie and Vic, we deliver reliable John Deere equipment. An extensive dealer network with 16 locations across all states, quicker access to parts, and fast, easy, flexible financing. Demolish the deadlines, tackle any on-site task, and come out on top with Brandt.
They call this the lucky country.
Red 55!
But there's a funny thing about luck. There's only so much of it to go round.
That's a cow.
See, while you're having a ripper,
Both of them.
someone else is having a shocker.
Spewing.
Yeah, you never know which end of the stick you're gonna get when the lucky country isn't so lucky.
Lucky you're with Amy. Yo, bro.
All right, there we go. 4X, how you doing? You reckon the Lions suck? I tell you what, it's a close game here. 10-8, 68 the Lions, 9-12, 66. St Kilda kicking a little bit awkward. Anyone's game. What have we got there? 55% saying St Kilda's going to win. We're in for ring-a-ding-ding final quarter. Hey, what happened there? It was 4 goals, 3 in that third term to St Kilda. 6 goals, 1 to the Lions. That's what they want. Fantastic straight kicking. Let's just duck over and have a look at the goal scorers so far, as we normally do in the third quarter. And of course, top of the table, Cooper Sharman and Liam Ryan, both with 3 apiece for St Kilda. Tura has 1, Owens has 1, Jack Higgins has bobbed up with 1. They're the Saints goal kickers. Of course, for the Brisbane Lions, got a couple of multiples there. Logan Morris, Oscar Allen, both with 2 apiece. Cam Raynar's got 1. Lincoln McCarthy's got 1. Charlie Brum Cameron, he's also got 1 with Jared Berry, Zach Bailey, and Levi Ashcroft. Hey, Al, how you going? Welcome in, son. Welcome in. A happy Sydney Swans supporter. Disposal getter, Jack Sinclair tops the table out there. He's on 23. He had a good third quarter there, 23, 14 kicks, 9 handballs, 3 marks for him. He's doing fantastic. Wanganeen Miller, next best on 22, 5 clearances he's had, hasn't hit a major yet, just a 2 behinds. Jared Berry for the Brisbane Lions, 21. He's had 10 marks. I tell you what, he's grabbing the ball well, couple clearances and kicked a sausage roll. Dane Zorko, 19, with Levi Ashcroft on 19. There we go. Callum Wilkie for the Saints on 17. Sam Flanders, 16. Bradley Hill on 15. There we go. There's some of them. Josh Dunkley on 15 as well. Just looking down who else we got. Levi Ashcroft, 6 clearances. So he's doing fantastic in and around the ball. Tom DeConing, let's have a see what he's doing. 10 disposals, 24 hit outs. I tell you what, he needs to do a bit, doesn't he, for the price they paid for him. Isaac Henuy, a big inclusion of the Sydney Swans team. I tell you what, they're going fantastic. The Swans at the moment. 2 clearances there for him. All right. That makes a little bit of difference. If we just duck over and have a look at the live ladder now, what does that mean to the live ladder with Brisbane Lions 2 points up? Well, St Kilda go from 6th if they win this game to 11th. And of course, Brisbane Lions will go from 16th to 13th. That's if the result stays exactly the way it is, this being the live ladder. So there's a big difference in the results there. St Kilda will either be 6th or 11th, and the Brisbane Lions 13th or 16th, depending on which team wins the game. All right, let's head back down to the ground with the commentators. They'll take us into the final quarter here. I tell you what, folks, don't go anywhere. We're in for an absolute cracking final term here. Who's going to take this game out? Is it going to be St Kilda or is it going to be the Brisbane Lions? Well, it's the Brisbane Lions by 2 points. and we're about to head into the final quarter.
Ross Lyon not happy there. He senses the occasion. As Dicko mentioned, they led at quarter time and half time, down by 2 points. That man there was a bit of a highlight reel after a poor first half, but plenty to play for here.
So what are we going to get in this final quarter? Lions have taken the lead in the third, and they lead by 2. As we get the final quarter underway at Marvel Stadium, big centre clearance to be won. Neil scraps a kick forward out to meet at Levi Ashcroft. Ends up with Berry, received from Dunkley. It's a wobbly kick off the boot. It's going to bounce and pitch back into the field of play. Wilkie taps it forward. Good tackle by Morris. And it's going to be rewarded holding the ball.
Yeah, he had a chance. Well executed tackle by Morris.
Quick to move it on. Sends it inside the arc. Wilkie in position A.
It's so hard to beat one-on-one.
He's close to the best key defender in the comp.
And he rarely jumps. He just holds the space well, knows where the drop of the ball will be.
Ignored in 4 drafts. No one wanted him. Sandful, mature age pickup, and hasn't missed a game since the Saints have picked him up. An amazing story, and the great Waller Wilkie has stood tall again today.
I think the watch for me this quarter, I'd imagine both sides will be relatively conservative in the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then they get a little bit desperate. So where they take the risks.
Oh, well, there's a risk right there. Carroll decided he'd take them on. And then Miller sees it thumped away and will get a ball in.
And what sort of kicks do they try and pull off? And then that just alerts the opposition. Are they in a position to defend and then go back from intercept possession and score?
All in neutral position on the wing. Fortin to Koning and Ruck. Tangle to Koning with the tap. Reveal how to play out it for the Lions. Couldn't take the footy with them. Tough footy will be won. Neil. Windhager gets him. And then he loses the footy. Holds it in. The umpire says ball up.
He's done well today, Garcia.
He's only had the 11 disposals. Lockie Neal.
Koning with another tap. Bailey goes to the fend off. He's caught by Hall. Wrapped him in a bear hug and wins himself a free kick.
Hurt himself in the process.
Here's another hero, Max Hall, mature age recruit from Hawthorn Box Hill, and he's been a genuine star, really, and he continues to rise. He could be an All-Australian contender this year. He goes back to Howard. He goes to Silvani.
Hall's the sort of player that could stand up in this last quarter and nearly single-handedly win it for the Saints. He's just got that ability to get 2 or 3 quick ones or be involved in scores.
Silvani sends it long. Owens had a good third term. He fights on here to get Butler in the right spot at the right time. Heads toward Ryan. It doesn't get to him. Fort got back in the hole.
Just had that Marshall. Marshall provided a really good lead. An obvious one that he just missed.
Zorko to Dunkley. Ashcroft.
That's what we talk about, side just going conservative, wide, not really taking on the corridor just yet.
Back to Dunkley, and no rush the Lions. Goes the shot option again. Lester bounds away off half back, now goes down the spine. Good kick to find Morris, a long way from home. Wheels around and goes to Lohman at half forward in the contest against Sinclair. Lohman hit over the footy. Ball spits out. Flanders, a little fumble. And pass deflected by Neil. He's tackled by Garcia, going nowhere.
Sinclair did a really good job. Just turned his body back to where the ball was coming from, so he didn't give away the free kick.
Flying in the air. De Koning got a piece of it, knocked it down. Windhager, a roll, that beats a couple with his bounce. Gardner, bang. Hit hard. Flying Ryan nearly flew straight through him. Ball hits the deck. Moved. He hasn't moved. Charlie Cameron feeds it out to Berry. He's got Lohman on the run, and the showman keeps it low all the way home.
There's players down everywhere at the moment and out on their feet. Darcy Gardner was the one that copped it. Looks like a right shoulder, and he's already putting it in a sling with his jumper. Oh, wow. Oh, it's AC joint, potentially. Yep. Look at this for a hit. Shoulder to shoulder.
Might have even popped out momentarily there. You can just see, it has top right shoulder.
He knows. When you know, you know.
It clearly comes off worse for it, but that particular contest was so important. And the reason why Lyman was able to go back down the other end, if he's not there, if he doesn't attack the ball at full pace, Liam Ryan gets access to it. And sometimes that's the price you pay.
He's had some shoulder concerns in the past, Darcy Gardner, and as you said, when you know, you know. He's straight down the race. Lions back out to an 8-point lead. St Kilda win it out of the middle. Bouncing ball towards half forward. Berry first there for Brisbane. Shares it with Zorko. Free kick for a push in the back. Back to Berry.
Good by Zorko, just to hold it up. Bit of experience.
Pops it over the top to Coleman. Butler infringed.
Making the ground really big.
Get the ball back and doesn't.
Making the ground really big, I think maybe sometimes to encourage the runners, especially out of half back and opening up those little 45s.
Yeah, spot on, Louis. That's where it's going to be. Open the game up with the 45.
Sends it to Rayner, who you know wants to jump. Does get there, couldn't bring it down. Flanders good crumb, and it opens it up now for Windhager, who knew the tackle was coming and just cut some slack. There is still try opportunity allowed.
Friendly fire with Rayner and Dunkley.
Already 2 down on the bench too, so Brisbane wouldn't want to lose another player here late in this last quarter, win this last quarter.
Hill got caught high. Now, will Windhager play on? He doesn't want to. Biggest margin the Lions have had was 11 points. It's 8 now. Saints are 2 kicks from the lead. Hill back pedals, hesitation, then he goes long. Owens got there late, but he crashed it down to Nasiah, who floats it over the head of Marshall. Higgins at the back! This little Higgy goes all the way home again!
But the Bunnings build up, well called, Dwayne. And unbelievable. Firstly, the pickup you can see here from Nazaya Wanganeen-Miller. Just one hand out went, thank you very much, and then kicked a torpedo. And this may have nearly rolled through. It nearly rolled through. And Jack Higgins, who is as good as any player in the AFL at getting out the back and getting goal side at exactly the right time, was there at the right moment.
Jeez, I think Will Ashcroft would like his time again. He pushed Nasiah corridor side. He had him locked away, pushed him corridor side.
Josh Dunkley would be spewing at that too, because he was with him on the wing and then swapped on the interchange with Ashcroft.
2 goals for Higgins this afternoon. Back in the middle we go. Ashcroft head over the footy. Hands it to Neil. He's set up on immediately by Windhager. Ball up.
He's had no space today, Lockie Neal.
Go again in the middle. Owens. Wanganeen-Miller up. Skies it inside forward 50 for St Kilda. Sitting underneath at Leicester. Could have come down with a mark to Koning to Hall. Butler gives it back to Owens. Now is some room to move. Elects to go all the way home. Bang!
Wow, great finish from Mitch Owens. And it was a critical moment where Brisbane, the ball went so high here at Marvel Stadium, but you look at the commitment from Brisbane in the air. 1, 2, 3 went up, and the 3 players from the Saints stayed down. And a great handball from Dan Butler there. That's been lacking for St Kilda today. Just that little bit of polish to get that player out. They get it out, and Owens kicks truly from 50 metres.
Saints fans have packed Marvel Stadium. They don't have a home game here for weeks. They've got a bye next week. Then 2 games in Adelaide. They've got the back-to-back premier on the ropes all of a sudden. 4 points to margin. Saints have kicked the last 2 goals. What do you got? Neil gets away from Wanganeen-Miller. Heads out wide. Rayner. Silvani, Rayner. Boundary line a win for the Son of Sauce. Crowd rise again. How's the hearts on these St Kilda fans? They've been broken so often.
They're into it.
By 4 points.
They're into it after those quick goals. They're now up and about.
So Cooper Sharma will take no further part with concussion, and Darcy Garner popped AC, no further part.
Thanks, Dick O'Neill. To reveal from the contest, spears it into the pocket. No one there. Rolls out of bounds. St Kilda by 8 at quarter time, 8 at half time, several lead changes in those middle quarters. Brisbane by 2 at three-quarter time. Saints back with their noses in front now. The margin hasn't gone beyond 11 points all afternoon. Oh, Lohman read it best off the tap, hands it to Bailey as this is moment. We've got another lead change.
There was just so much space on the inside of that stoppage. Usually you want to saturate it with numbers, your wings, your high half forwards. You do not want to give Zach Bailey goal side, Cole Lyman goal side, the missed tackle. And he even had time to have a look up and see where the goals were. Just see there, Wilson and Dougal Howard just getting too close to the contest, get drawn over and having no impact defensively.
Brad Hill would also want his time again. He was the winger that's supposed to probably be in that spot there. It looked like he started to move for offence.
Will the Lions have more run? They're coming off a bye last week. The Saints coming off a tough victory away from home that took them to the last second to win it. From the smothered kick, Wilson was great last week. Pretty good here. Just some class with him in Levi Ashcroft. The boundary line looms. And the crowd rise again, the applause. Saints fans know how big this is. Their team's got a couple of big gun recruits in over the summer. They've taken a chance, the Saints, to change their history. Bailey bangs it. Logan Morris can't mark it. Almost got one high. Stocker falls. He's over it. He's got Wilkie, his only friend. Wilkie, a little toe poke. It fumbles its way towards or crushed in the end. Holding the ball, not high. Hall thought he had the free. Has to give it up.
Called to play on Zorko. Pokes it laterally to Leicester. Bombs it long. Can they get a flyer? Lohman hands to it. Couldn't come down the mark as he tackled without it. Umpire calls play on. Morris close to the line. Saints are well set. Howard. Not sure where to go initially. And then he's kicked it straight to the opposition. McCarthy to full forward. Saints with their numbers. Good mark, Carroll.
He just couldn't get out of the tight grip that Carroll had on him, Charlie Cameron.
Hill's still full of run to Wilson, to Wilkie. He needs a kind bounce and gets it. And here goes Naz on the run. He wants it back from Philippo. Give it to me, and I'll get you forward. Here's a bounce. Am I worth the money now? Couple of bounces, Naz. He punts it long. Ward got up there, couldn't mark it. Wilmot crumbed it. Heads out wide. Oscar Allen lending a hand to defence. Has a little bounce for some poise. Pokes it. Draper. Boundary line. Little flick back. Will Ashcroft. Carroll. Fighting the fight at the moment, both teams. Levi Ashcroft. Back to Allen. Gets under that a little. Who's going to float in? Morris gets up there. Silvani the fist. Not the down to Levi Ashcroft to reveal. The Bruce chant rings around. Logan Morris. He's got it at half forward. Back to Bruce. To Will. Will Ashcroft inside 50. Lohman just overcooked. And Howard saves today.
He had to because Jared Berry was standing just behind him and it would have straight to his hands and been the easiest goal of all time. They are out on their feet here, the players.
Sinclair at halfback. Who's got the legs to run it out? Oh, it's not a great kick. It's missed a target in Silvani, but great touch to move it forward to Windhager. Scrappy kick down the line. Wilmot out to meet it for Brisbane. They send it back to the wing. Windhager's there. De Koning. Reveal. Clean. Bailey. Not so. Coleman just bursts through a couple. Neil hasn't been his day, but he hands it off to McCarthy. Here we go. Coleman runs forward and kicks the most unlikeliest of goals. We love it when a defender floats forward.
Ross is going bunter as well. They had the opportunity, the Saints, but ultimately the Lions were just a little bit too clean for them. And Kitty Coleman breaking through 50. Not sure what Zach Bailey was doing there, but that pickup from Kitty Coleman, he set it up. Great handball there from Lincoln McCarthy. Bought the time for Coleman to steady up, and he finished Julie.
Tell you what, there was about 15 players wanting to come off. Had been up and back for a good solid 8 minutes. But that's all it needs, just some kicks and some handballs that actually link up. A terrific finish.
Oh, this is great. They're actually looking at their opponents like, how much have you got left in the tank?
A kick off the deck. Mad scramble. Big ball to win. No high free. Rayner went down. Dunkley against the grain. Draper just hammers it forward. Playing in front, position A. Little fist from Howard. Charlie Cameron steals it. Wrapped up by Carroll. Everything important now.
It's good
every
contest.
kick, every mark, every tackle, every handball. It's got extra on it.
And every stoppage we saw last time, the forward 50 stoppage where Brisbane were able to score.
Both teams over 200 in the pressure factor. This is hot down here.
McCarthy fires out a handball to Fletcher. Snaps it around the corner. He's gotten in all the action. And the Premiers are flexing their muscles.
Once again, the forward 50 stoppages. And this is the trouble. You speak about balance around the stoppages. How far your forwards are back, how high your forwards might get. And as soon as the ball spills out, you see there Philippou just got drawn in and gave his back to Fletcher. And that's all he needed, a couple of metres to bounce back inside. And it was a terrific finish in the end. The pick-up, they are big moments.
Twice they've lost balance in that corridor part of the stoppage, and they've paid 2 times in a row. And that's what separates the two teams at the moment. Look at that pressure factor. It's hot out there at the moment.
Feels like only seconds ago the Saints were the lead. Lions kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Will Ashcroft, a little 1-2. Heads wide. Charlie puts it to grass. Might work in his favour. On the deck. Carroll, little toe poke. Will Ashcroft to Berry. Heads inside 50. Rookie frame in front. Brilliant. Brilliant from Cal.
So solid in defence.
Just slides hips away, just puts it at the right time. He uses his backside to perfect occasions to slide players under the ball. Protects the drop zone better than anyone.
The worrying side for St Kilda at the moment is Brisbane's handball game, especially from congestion.
The ground is really long at the moment too. No short options other than this one in the corridor.
Hill to Howard.
Stay clear, stay clear. Move it on, play on.
Called to move it on. Bites off the short option just to Stocker.
Got it again with Max Hall if he wants it. He can go.
There's plenty of space inside the centre square. Just holds it up. Now measures the kick. Berry comes across. He wants the mark. He's called to play on. Caught by Flanders. Just squeezes a kick forward. A high up and under. Stocker back with the flight. Couldn't hang on. Garcia. Good to Howard. Scraps a kick. Draper attacked the contest hard. Here's Lohman. Backwards to Bailey. One way then the other. Wants to take on Sinclair. Snaps it around the corner. Has Rayner in space.
That's just class again. Played in big games. It helps when the game is on the line to just have composure. The pick up from Fletcher goal. The kick around the body to find Cam Rayner.
Guy, when you can, please. Outside the 10.
They've kicked 3 in a row, Brisbane. They led it 2 points by 2 points at 3/4 time. Saints hit the lead. And then since then, when the game is there to be won, the champs have risen to the occasion. Rayner trots in and makes it 4 in a row. They'll be hard to beat now.
Well, they've flexed their muscle, Brisbane, but they, for me, in this last 10 minutes of footy, have been the side that wants to win the game. And St Kilda have had their opportunities as well. This kid comes into Max Hall. No one mans the mark, and he just slows down again. He had 20 metres of open space to take off. His kick then short turns over, and Brisbane make him pay. Berry able to get it out, but ultimately at the end, St Kilda not taking the risk to win.
Rice just sitting comfortably in that space, isn't it? As a team and as a club, St Kilda dealt with it last week against the Giants. Just got home. He's such a clever kick.
Biggest margin of the game to either team. There's an eternity left though. Ball flung in the air, but the Lions have all the run. Neil out the middle, and Draper on the lead. He put it down. Carroll. Little paddle away on scoop up from Charlie. Can he kick it? They might go a cappella here, the Lion fans. Good job. Smith.
Well, and just like that, they blow their opponents away. Centre bounce work again, clean hands. I think Draper's had a ball delivered right to his chest for a long time. He was a little bit surprised. You just see here the quick hands, bang, and then they're out. Great kick by Lachie Neale. But it's the small forwards that get to work. You can just see there, McCartney, Cameron, and then the finish. 6 goals for the quarter from 11 inside 50s, 5-2 out of the middle.
Morris did well to clear Wilkie out of the way there too, so Cameron could come in.
In the blink of an eye, it's a 26-point advantage to Brisbane. What are the Saints got? 8 minutes left in the contest. Hall bursts away. Can he hit a target up forward? Lester has paid the mark.
We've seen potential marks maybe held longer today that haven't been paid, but critical on that last line from Ryan Lester.
Wilmot to Ashcroft at halfback.
I think if you're Brisbane here, you still want to take the ball forward, but those riskier kicks inside to the corridor, you want to try and avoid.
Draper, Silvani, Fort Knox, got it to Neil, looks up, who does he want? Charlie Cameron had a piece of it. Neil, they've got the class everywhere. The Lions, premiership winning class. Draper wants to be part of it, got to kick the half forward. Little trickle into quiet work from Wilkie, tried to mop it up. Logan Morris turns, goes, dribbles it, goal line. Reville gets there, half wrapped, fully wrapped, and did he knock it out? Gets away with it.
Bit of tunnel ball. See, Lyman, Reville, the halfbacks have had a fair say in these forward 50 stoppages.
From the tap, Morris. Sweeping hand pass to Reville. Right foot snap is wayward.
Another scoring opportunity from a forward 50 stoppage there. Good handball from Logan Morris. Reville just couldn't finish, but they've blown them out of the water here.
This is where the risk has to come. Straight up the middle, you can see there, DeConing, Bradley Hill. Try and avoid going wide.
Messiah trying to inspire them. Heads wide to Wood. Brilliant pass. 55-metre dart. Wood turns in, goes. Have to take it on now.
Where Hill he go?
Mitch Owens to Hill. He's got Ryan leading back to him. He might go all the way. Goes to the goal square. Higgins. Oh, big double-handed knockdown was great. And they're going to get away with it, the Lions. Lester, who just keeps on keeping on, overcooked the pass to Charlie. Sinclair found the handle eventually. Back inside 50 to Higgins. Wilmot picked it off again. Classy Darcy across half-back, floats it to Kitty. 6.5 minutes away from their first victory of the season, the reigning premiers.
I thought Higgins wasn't going to get up. He was lying flat on his back.
He's a forward, mate.
He took a look.
He's a forward.
He took a look, and the ball was nearly in his hands.
Called playing possum all of a sudden.
Wow.
Oh, here it comes. Unbelievable from Darcy Wilmot.
He might have spoil of the year.
We'll have to have a look at that because he turned his body mid-air.
Neil from defensive 50 to a contest on the wing. Over the head of Fort through the hands of Wanganeen Miller, out of play. Wanganeen Miller, 27 disposals, a couple behinds his return today. Let's take another look.
Just looked at the eyes, and they're like, it's front on contact, but because he turned and then just took it again, Darcy Wilmot, incredible.
Hasn't missed a game since his debut. He's played in 14 finals, Darcy Wilmot. He's still 22 years of age.
Debuted in a final, Darcy Wilmot.
Of course. Two rucks tangle on the wing. Down to Will Ashcroft, scraps a kick forward, only as far as Flanders.
Score against them, time against them now. Messiah. Heads to attacking 50. Hall stands under it. And Wilmot does it again. Just kills it. Thumps it out. And they can reset.
Appreciate Nazai's a good kicker. You got a 2v1 there. Dan Butler coming round. The shoe was on the other foot. You want that ball just handballed so you can get it a little bit closer to goal. Long entries sort of around half forward aren't good.
Owen's up against Fort. Neil at the bottom of the pack. Dunkley scraps a kick forward. Marshall will be first to get there for the Saints. Couldn't take clean position, has to turn tackler. Draper has a play at it. Brisbane is still hunting. McCarthy fires out a hand pass. Morris close to the line. Gets around Flanders and wants to bite off the kick into the corridor. It's a dangerous one. Saints have representation through Wood. Shares it with Garcia. Leaps it over the top. Wilson from half forward. That's not the required distance to Higgins, who has to turn and go and blast it to the goal square. Doesn't quite have the carry.
What again? I don't think it was. A little lesson for Logan Morris. Stage of the game. You do not want that kick to come back into the corridor. Take it out, get a boundary throw in, the simple things.
Coleman wide.
How good's the aerial defence been from Brisbane in the last 5 minutes?
Know what to do at the right time. Leicester, one of those. Rayner stays down, nearly marked it anyway. Fort. Rayner, inside kick, looking for a knockout blow now. McCarthy got there, laid the tackle on Marshall, flips it to Butler. Charlie Cameron, he can smell some blood. Zorko off the deck. Loman, will he go on? And drill it. The reigning premiers, the back-to-back premiers. Remember us.
It was Zorko on that occasion, Jack, coming forward, brought the ball back into the corridor. Had a really important piece to play. See here, once again, the forward pressure there. Zorko, I'm pretty sure he didn't see Loman ahead of the ball, but it was just that forward momentum, get it out of the area. And cheeky celebration.
Getting more and more creative with their celebrations, aren't they?
It's a high
I would
bar.
say more and more interesting. I don't know whether Louis would have ever run that one. Kick 5 one there, remember?
Pretty sure.
Brisbane have blown this out to a 31-point margin. Loman becomes their 6th multiple goal kicker of the afternoon. Ashcroft still fighting for it as a free kick. Brisbane's way, it'll come back.
It's around the contest. We spoke about it pre-game, and it's taken a little while to evolve, but they've dominated this contest in the last quarter.
Dunkley winds up, sends it to the teeth of goal. Is there one more party trick left for Brisbane? Rayner steals it. Shoots towards goal. It's missing.
Lockie Neal was well held in the first quarter. He's had 9 touches in this last quarter.
To Carroll, to Windhager, ugly kick. Zorko, the ageless Dane Zorko. Berry got his arms free, waited till he was slung around to Will Ashcroft, who hits Logan Morris lace out. That is clever when you got the ball. Just swing me around until I can see someone that I know.
Lazy Susan style.
That's it, exactly. I'll take the Sichuan chicken. To add another cherry on top here. Opening round, Brisbane lost a thriller to the Dogs. Beaten comfortably by Sydney in round 1. Had a bye in round 2. Oof. Wow. What happened there? They did have to check that ball.
Running it back to the first quarter.
What are you having, Jack? Mongolian beef.
Sweet and sour pork for me.
Silvani.
Back to the 9. Back to the 9.
Across the face of goal to Flanders. 50 metres.
So the ice balling back to the 9, so you have to come back. Cam Rayner clapping the St Kilda cheer squad there. 50-metre penalty. Just take off here if you're Sam Flanders.
Elects to chip it short. Sinclair marks as Morris was bearing down. Now to Filippo. They led at the start of this final quarter, 2-1 to snatch the lead back St Kilda. Since then, it's been all Brisbane. Long bomb inside forward 50, off hands Wilmot. He's been outstanding in this final quarter. Kicks it outside defensive 50. It's going to roll towards the boundary line and be kept alive by Silvani. Kicks backwards to the safety of Wilkie.
Just drills into the pocket at the end of Ryan, whose lead was spectacular, but it'll be too little too late for the Saints, even though they score here. They've been blown out of the water in the last quarter. Ryan searching for his fourth. He misses to the near side. Chris Fagan, two-time premiership coach, Kent season as coach. And he knows they're well and truly alive for a third in a row, history-making third in a row.
Well, his two-time Norm Smith medalist has been fantastic in his last quarter. 14 disposals. He's had 5 clearances, 4 centre bounce clearances as well. So he's clearly been the best player on the ground in this last quarter.
Here is another touch, Will, to Allen, backwards to Wilmot. I'm happy to wind down the clock here, Brisbane. Berry couldn't complete the mark. It's time to follow up at ground level and hand it to Zorko. Coleman, who kicked a spectacular goal earlier this quarter. Cameron in space inside 50.
I think St Kilda have just looked out on their feet in this last quarter. And the class of Brisbane's prevailed. It's been Ashcroft, Neil and Zorko. Neil certainly had a slow start in the first 3 quarters, well held by Garcia.
Final minute of this contest, Charlie Cameron for goal number 3, just inside 50, and it's going to be away to the right. Almost be marked on the goal line, but it's through for a rush behind.
They got away with one there, Brisbane. No St Kilda ruck on the goal line. Darcy fought on Carroll.
Collingwood at the Gabba next week for the Lions. We'll hit the winners list for the first time this season. Wilson on the run, reveal, couldn't wrap him. Hill, Marshall, Wilson, boundary line looming, keeps it alive, but their back line's been almost impenetrable. Berry happy to take the contact if he can take the Sharon. Higgins fights the fight, gave it off just in time. Seconds continue to tick. In the old Fitzroy jumper, Gallop, reveal, Berry, Zorko, who's been around long enough, almost played for Fitzroy. That's how long he's been in this team. Free kick to the Saints to finish it all off. Hearts broken again for St Kilda fans, but Lions' hearts are full. Remember us? We're the back-to-back premiers. We might have lost a couple of games to start the season, but that just puts you right where we want you. We've done it before, and we're a-coming. 33 points the end result. A demolition job in the final term. 17-11, 113 to 11-14, 80.
Well, they hung in there for 3 quarters. As you said, Jess, it was 11 points for majority of the game. In what was a scrappy affair, I thought the fourth quarter separated themselves. They were clean. A lot of the damage was done out of the middle of the ground, and the centre bounce worked, but I thought their hands, their sharp hands, in and around contests to then be able to take the ball forward and create scoring opportunities. And then on the back of that, when the Saints had some chances to go inside their own 450, 13 occasions, they just defended really well. Wilmot had some really important moments. Zorko, Kitty Coleman, as we head down to Dicko.
Thanks, Louis. Jared Berry. Fair to say, Strawberry, you might sleep well tonight after that one.
Yeah, it was. It's weird playing at 1 o'clock, but we sort of get home and it'll still be dark, but yeah, have a little snooze on the plane. It'll be good.
You started on Naz. It's always a big task. You handed him over at half-time and then Dunks took him. Tell us about that first half, because it's important to get their best player and negate him.
Yeah, I said at half-time that it wasn't necessarily like, you can't really stop guys like that to get the ball. Dacos the same. It's just important that you nullify what they're doing with the ball. And he had a lot of touches, but yeah, I guess it was probably, I don't want to put a number on it, but it was a bit of an arm wrestle there for us. And then obviously on the other side of that, I was able to challenge him the other way and make him defend. So yeah, it was good fun. we needed to get this win. It was really important to us. So we set ourselves for this game.
I've known you since you're that high. You'd rather a fight than a feed, so you didn't back down in that contest.
Yeah, you know what I'm like. I'm a bit of a fighter, so it's important. I'm actually a lovely guy off the field, so
I'll be the judge of that.
I'm a bit of a monger on the field, but it's all part of it.
A hard-fought win, your first of the season, half-time phase, you're 8 points down. What clicks for Brisbane to get it done in that second half?
I think it's just as simple as like sticking to our processes. Like we're doing everything pretty well. I think with the tag we lost a little bit of drive out of the middle when you saw Zach Bailey go in there and really give that to us. So we just went back to what works really well for us, and that's doing our process. And I think that's what turned it for us.
And middle of the ground, Lachie Neale's had a great start to the season. Was well held, Garcia, and to fight through that. Shows a little bit of the depth through there. Yeah, it's so important, and we probably once were really relying on Lachie, but now we've got guys that can step up and go through there, and I think Wash had about 10 clearances, so it's pretty important that we share the load in there, and that's really important for us. And enjoy your first win of the season, Strawberry.
Thanks, Digger. Good man.
He assures us he's a good guy off the field, Dwayne. He plays tough and hard on it.
It was a bit of a war of attrition as well, wasn't there? There were some players who went down, and maybe it was just class. Brisbane Lions are too good, but maybe it was the fresher team as well coming off, having a week off with the buys. We head back downstairs to Eddie Betts.
The guy down here with Kitty Coleman, mate. 3 games back into it. Awesome way to get a win.
Yeah, mate. It's good to beat St Kilda. There was a bit of build-up between Ross and Fags, but credit to the boys. We've been on the pump the first 2 weeks when we played Sydney and Doggies, so to come interstate and get a win was real good.
You predominantly played down back in your career. Today you started up forward and then went down back. Is your role going to change a bit?
Yeah, I like to think I've got that flexibility. I can go forward when needed. I trained a few times in forward in the pre-season, so it's good to have that up my sleeve. And I've got good role models, so like Chucky, Charlie Cameron, Oscar Allen's been really good since coming over from West Coast, and Kyle Lohman and Link, and Mozza as well. So I'm just happy to be playing again. It's been a long 2 years. So.
And it was a close game, mate. 4 points of difference. Everyone was fumbling, and then Kitty just comes through the middle, picks the ball up, gives the hand, kicks the goal, and then Brisbane won their way, mate. Super goal.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping Rat would actually give it to me properly, but he missed the kick, so I had to go get it and then broke the tackle, and then I tried to go for 1-2, which Lucky gave to Link, and then Link gave it to me, and just glad to kick a goal. Yeah, I missed the easy one early on in the game, so.
Yeah, well, mate, you got to take your time, get some momentum. That right foot snap, put some power behind it, mate. So keep practicing on it, and well done, mate. Great to see you back. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
See you guys.
It was important. The halfbacks were important. There's still a lot of learnings. I mean, you sit here, they've won by 33 points. It certainly didn't go their way for the whole game. But it's just important to get on the board and get the win against a side that there's been a little bit of build-up. Certainly off-field, the build-up has been there. Kitty Coleman just mentioned it then. So you would feel it. Even Chris Fagan would understand the pressure coming to this game. St Kilda wanting to back up after last week's win. We see there the next 4 games. It doesn't get any easier. They go back home before they head over to Adelaide for gather round.
And we speak, Geordie, about how can this Brisbane side get better, and then bring in the likes of Oscar Allen, Sam Draper. But Kitty Coleman, I think, is key as well. He is such a wonderful player. He was their best finals player in 2023 before doing his ACL in 2024. And as you mentioned, it's just so great to see him back playing footy, and that there was a glimpse of the spark he can give to this side no matter where he plays on the field.
Yeah, and I think, pair him up with Zorko, and then Reville is another player that can seriously be damaging off halfback. I thought it was a really brave decision by Fagan to drop the tag, realised that it was working, but their run and energy in and around the middle of the ground wasn't. So drop the tag. Dunkley have a close eye on the side, but let's go wing v wing and try and generate some speed and some energy in the middle of the ground, and I think that really worked. He would no doubt be happy with his defence. Doesn't smile all that much, Fags, but I think internally he'll be happy.
Well, the win, it wasn't pretty though, was it?
There he is. It's good to see some emotion. No, it wasn't a pretty game. But sometimes when you're not firing on all cylinders, those wins are just so important on the road.
And good teams know how to find a way, don't they? And that's exactly what Brisbane did in that final quarter.
They were 7 goals to 2, 16 inside 50s, smacked them around the ball, clean when they needed to be. Yeah, that was important.
To win like they did with wearing this Guernsey, Dwayne, it must feel a little extra sweet.
Yeah, celebrating the anniversary of the merger. And what an iconic coach Chris Fagan has become. And they're a big threat. Hugh McCluggage to come back in as well. Maybe Eric Hipwood later this year.
We are the right
All right, folks, there we go. It was the Lions too strong today for the Saints. 17-11, 113, 11-14, 80, 33 points the margin here at Marvel Stadium. The Brisbane Lions, well, they put the foot down to the pedal and certainly sped away from the Saints. Look, they tried hard halfway up until that final quarter. It was only a point or two the difference. But the Brisbane Lions just too strong today. Saints running out of legs. And, of course, the next game for the Brisbane Lions is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Next game for the Lions next Thursday night, 7:30pm Melbourne time. They're playing the Magpies up there at the Gabba. That should be a ring-a-ding-ding game, that one in itself. And, of course, for the Saints, well, they've got a bye. They can refresh, regroup, and then come back better the week after that. But, yeah, a bye for St Kilda next round. And the Brisbane Lions will play the Magpies up there at home at the Gabba. All right, let's just before we head off, the next game we're going to cover, folks, is going to be Fremantle and Richmond. I'll do the second half of that game. That game starts at about 4:15, so at half-time we'll kick that game off again. But the goal scorers for this match, of course, Cooper Sharman and Leon Ryan tops the table for St Kilda, both with 3 goals apiece. Mitch Owens bobbed in there with a couple with Jack Higgins. Alex Turura got one, and they were the goal scorers there for St Kilda. For the Brisbane Lions, Cam Rayner, the Bull, 2 goals, 2 he got. Nice effort. Logan Morris ended up with a couple with Kai Loman, Charlie Brum Cameron also got a couple, and Zach Bailey, Oscar Allen. There was a lot of multiple goal scorers there for the Brisbane Lions. Lincoln McCarthy also got one. Fletcher Coleman, Berry, Levi Ashcroft, they were your goal scorers in today's game. Looking at the top disposal earners, look, folks, there was only one player out on the ground today that hit the 30 disposal plus mark, and of course that was Jared Berry from the Brisbane Lions. 31 disposals. He ended up with 20 kicks, 11 handballs, 10 marks, 2 tackles, 2 clearances, and put a major on the board, so well done to him. Wangani Miller, best for St Kilda, 29 touches. Unable to hit the major for a goal. Did get a couple of behinds, but he had 19 kicks, 10 handballs, 2 marks, 4 tackles, 5 clearances. They did pretty well there. Will Ashcroft, instrumental for the Brisbane Lions with 29 touches, 11 clearances. Thank you, mother, for the Rabbits. Pretty good. Dane Zorko always working hard there with 28 disposals, 3 clearances. He had his kick and boot on with 21 kicks there today. It's Levi Ashcroft, he had 25. Josh Dunkley, 23. Coleman, 21. Bruce Revel, 20. Of course, for the Saints, Wilkie, 24. Sam Flanders ended up with 22 touches. Bradley Hill with 21 touches. Just roll on down a little bit more. Logan Morris ended up with 17 touches, 13 kicks, 4 handballs. Kicked those 2 goals. So that was vitally important there for Brisbane. McCarthy, 17 touches. Maxie Hall there for the Saints, 17 touches, 9 and 8, couple of clearances. Darcy Wilson on 16. We might pull up the fantasy points and see who led the way there. Cam Rayner with his 2 goals, 2 with his 12 touches there for the Lions looked pretty good. out on the ground today. Tom DeConing worked hard there for the Saints. He just had 12 touches, 4 and 8. Did have 34 hitouts and 3 clearances, so not too bad by him. Jack Silvani, just 11 touches for Silvani today. Liam Ryan looked really good in spits and spats with 11 touches. 3 goals, 1 for him. Charlie Brum with his 2 goals. He did have 11 touches, 4 tackles, so he's doing his job as well as kicking the goals. Jack Higgins, 8 touches for his 2 goals, 2 there. 8 kicks, 10 touches for there. Sam Draper, there we go. A little bit quiet here. I expect a little bit more from him. The Brisbane Lions, one of their ruckmen, 8 touches, 9 hitouts, 4 clearances for him. Ty Gallup, a little bit quiet for the Brisbane Lions. Also today, 6 touches, unable to do that. Just looking at the team stats, they ended up getting away by about, 50 at 58 disposals, the Lions. St Kilda, though, they had more inside 50s today. More inside 50s. They had 56 inside 50s. The Lions just the 52, but their efficiency inside forward 50, the Brisbane Lions, was really good. There was about 20% up on their season average, up to 61%. Free kicks, it was pretty similar, 23-20, plus 3 to the Saints, but the Saints did dominate the hitouts, 45-24, plus 21. The Lions, fantastic around the stoppage clearances, though, 42-28 in the clearances. Lions winning that by 14, and of course it was plus 12 in the stoppage clearances to the Lions, plus 2 in the centre, 12-14 centre clearances to the Lions. Contested, pretty even, uncontested, and look, not too bad, plus 47 to the Lions, but that's come to be expected of the Lions. They do love that chipping game. Now, plus 14 in the marks. Marks inside 50, both teams got plenty of marks inside their forward 50. 12 marks for St Kilda, 14 marks for the Brisbane Lions inside their forward 50, so that's really, really good. Let's just bob down, have a look at the tackle count. Good to see the tackle count lifting for both sides, 64 and 52. Saints tackling a little bit harder today, 13-10 inside their forward 50. There we go. Let's just have a look. If you play the AFL fantasy game, top of the table for the points was Jared Berry there. He ended up with 128 points. Will Ashcroft, 111. Jack Sinclair, 106 points. They were your top 3 players and the only players over 106. Let me just try and reload this ladder up, see whether it's there now, and there it is. Can you believe it, folks? Brisbane have gone ahead of St Kilda on the ladder at the moment. Now, remember, we did have a look at this earlier when St Kilda were leading by about 8 points. St Kilda were sitting 6th on the live ladder, Brisbane sitting 16th. With that win and the result, Brisbane jump above St Kilda. Brisbane go up to 11th spot, played 3, they've won 1, lost 2, and they've got a game in hand on St Kilda, who now dropped down to 12th, played 4, they've won 1 and lost 3. There we go. I tell you what, the live ladder, it's interesting to watch, and then the final result to see where they end up. We did have the poll in the live chat today. Of course, it was 52%. It was pretty close. 52% went for the Saints, 48% went for the Lions, but the Lions way too strong today. I'll tell you what, Boston and B, thanks for dropping on into the live chat, listening to the coverage. Good to see you. Al, 4 times. Lil Mel is there as well. And thanks everyone who put in a vote. And for anyone who did appreciate the coverage and drop a super chat or super stick, I do appreciate that. Keeps the content rolling along. And of course, as I said, the next game will be coming up in a little bit. It'll be Freo and Richmond. As I said, I'll be covering the second half of that game. I won't get to do the full game. I'll just do the second half, just like this game. It should be fantastic. It should be a good game. Really, really interested to see how that goes, of course. Freo going really well, and Richmond an up-and-coming team. But I tell you what, today, folks, I think the Brisbane Lions, they'll be a little bit of sigh of relief. They could get the job done over St Kilda, where the Saints did look reasonably good for the first 3 quarters of this game. Of course, Saints led the first quarter, led the second quarter. Brisbane Lions started to come back just a little bit, 2-point margin, 3-quarter time. And of course, to come out runaway victors, kicking 7 goals in that final term, the Brisbane Lions certainly did their job very, very well indeed. As I said, I think Chris Fagan, he'll be very happy coach of the Brisbane Lions. And of course, Ross Lyon, the St Kilda coach, he'll be just going away, scratching his head again. And I tell you what, there we go. Look, he'll be reasonably happy with the boys' performance up until 3/4 time, but probably disappointed that last term, allowing Brisbane to kick 7 goals in that final term, and they could only manage a couple themselves. But all in all, a pretty good match there today. And as we see, ladder positions do change for both of these teams. Don't forget, next week, St Kilda does have the bye. St Kilda does have the bye. And of course, the Brisbane Lions, Thursday night football is when the Brisbane Lions will be back on. Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time. They are playing at home, folks. Don't forget, that's going to be an absolute cracking game. We'll definitely cover that next Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time. The Brisbane Lions playing at the Gabba. They're taking on the might of the Collingwood Football Club. That's going to be a ring-a-ding-ding. That should be a sold-out game. All tickets will be sold up there. So if you want tickets to the footy, if you're a Brisbane Lions supporter and you're up there, I think I'd be getting in fast because it looks like the Brisbane Lions could be back in form. You never know, they might even get Hugh McCluggage back into their side, as they had a couple of players missing out on today's match. All right, folks, hey, thanks all for coming in, but that's all I've got for the coverage of this game where the Brisbane Lions took on St Kilda and got the job done. They ran out victors by 33 points. All right, folks, hey, until next game, thanks all for tuning on in. Appreciate you coming along, listening to the coverage with me. Always enjoyable. You got to love AFL footy. All right, folks, until next time, ciao for now, and we'll see you at the next game.